Can you woo, woo, woo?
What up, Facebook Live? Hopefully y'all are connected with us out there. We are getting ready to start episode 3 of For the Culture podcast. Shout out to our engineer and fleet DJ, Kareem. Oh, excuse me, Green Burgundy.
Green Burgundy, it's all good.
Get it right.
DJ
It's all good. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for having me.
Oh, shoot. Of course, we have our special guest, Lil Bad, here to drop some gems on us.
Yes, sir. What it do? What it do?
And you ready, right? We ready?
Yeah, we going.
Okay,
we rolling.
We going.
I don't
Okay.
you mean we ready,
Today,
we rolling.
Today is October the 13th. It's Saturday, and this is For the Culture podcast, episode 3. We got some good stuff we want to talk about with y'all today. First of all, we want to always acknowledge either some national artists or independent artists that are doing their thing. And I know Kareem is working with Sober Junkie, so if you could just hit us with who they are and what you do with them. And
Well, I got to take this back to a trip to L.A. For the core conference. Met this art. I actually just informally met him. We just seen each other. We both had on fedoras that day, so we had to, you know what I'm saying, get a head nod, you know what I'm saying, acknowledge the style, right? Yeah, man. And then I got a chance to see him perform and listen to his story, talk about, you know, he's, you know, in recovery, you know what I'm saying, from a heroin addiction. And, you know, I just recently had a cousin that had passed away, my cousin Malcolm Rouche Graham, who had passed away from a heroin overdose. He actually had moved from Hayward, California, out here to Denver, trying to beat it. Yeah, it was like a week or two after his 25th birthday. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's real deep because, I mean, the addiction stemmed from a high school football injury. You see what I'm saying? So it wasn't like he was just out there chasing the thrill. You know, he was prescribed pills, and one thing led to another, and, you know, it ended where it ended. So, you know, it's a national crisis. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And we got artists out here that's like glorifying drug abuse all in their music and whatnot. And, you know, I'm thankful enough to be old enough to look at it and roll my eyes, be like, whatever. But there's children out here that's really influenced by that. And I got children, and I'm like, hold on. You know, as a grown man, you know, it was said by David Banner, you know, he asked, what was the question? The question was, are we responsible, or are they responsible as rappers or entertainers to be role models? And his answer was, he's a man first before he's a rapper. Right. And it's his responsibility as a man. Right. And that's how I feel about it, you know what I'm saying? It's my responsibility as a man to stand behind some music that's going to press a positive message and make an impact on our society. So yeah, it's Team Sober Junkie all day. My man out of Vegas, man. I'm flying out there to see him later on this week, man. We're going to try to make it official, you know, and see where this thing is going to go, man. We're taking it to the top, baby.
Cool. So right
while saving lives.
We're going to get into the juice with Juice.
What up? Sorry, I'm just kidding. Hi, guys. This is your girl, Juice.
First, we got that Drake and LeBron scenario. I know everybody saw.
So y'all know HBO Sports has The Shot, which LeBron brings on athletes, and sometimes he'll have like a different special guest. The first time he had one of the comedians on there, a couple of actually comedians. He had 2 special guests that time, and then this time he had Drake. I was intrigued because I think it's dope. Like, you know, the barbershop talk is kind of big in our culture. Right. You know, brothers go get a haircut. Y'all sit there, y'all talk about ladies. Y'all talk about music, you know.
I'm a retired barber, 15 years. You know what I'm saying? In the game, I retired. You know what I mean?
That barbershop talk. So I think that's dope. So pretty much Drake came in on the second half of the segment. He was talking about Kanye. Kanye had flew him out, and I don't know if anybody knows that Kanye was working on a lot of his music in Wyoming. Right. So he had asked Drake to come down to Wyoming and, you know, just kind of help him with some music or whatever. And I can't remember the name of the song, Lord forgive me, but anyway, they did the song or whatever, and that was going to be Drake's song. Mm-hmm. They talked about a lot of other stuff. Drake even told him about his son. He told him, about the stuff he was going through with his baby mom, just, some private stuff.
Yeah.
Showed him a picture of the kid, everything.
Yeah.
So we know what happens next. Kanye gives them gems to his boy Pusha T,
That's
who
foul.
decides to
murder him.
That's
Drake
foul, yo.
based off of this prominent information. Like, man, this is my thing. You got people that you confide in because you respect those people, and you
Let me
give
find
people-
out you leaked.
I know, nigga, because me and you be telling each other some deep shit. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's disrespectful to me. I feel like as a man, that's not anything I know any men to do. Like, that's some fuck shit.
Hold on. No, I disagree because I feel like dudes be way worse than women at the
They do
pillow
gossip,
talk
they
and
do
the gossip.
Yeah, man,
That's
niggas-
true.
Certain types of real men don't participate in the foolery.
Right.
But a lot of these men
grown-ass
around
man
here
who
telling
got
it
3
quicker
kids
than
at
any
his
chick.
own should not
I'm
be
saying.
participating
I'm
in
saying.
that fuckery. So I'm like, here you go, a nigga that most niggas who do music, especially the younger, Drake is younger than Kanye. Grew up listening to Kanye. People have a genuine respect for somebody like that, and that's probably why he told him information that nobody knows, but probably his inner circle.
He opened up to him.
Yeah, he opened up
Yeah.
to him and was asking for advice. I got this going on with my baby mom, like, and you use it against
Yeah,
him.
man, that's just-
And he took that song back.
Scooby didn't see my.
He took the song back.
It makes sense now. That song makes sense now. Like, cause I always wondered it was such a dope beat. Why would you do that to such a dope beat?
Right.
But
right.
now it makes sense.
Yeah. So, Drake thought he was going to put it on his project. Drake, one thing he did mention, hey, I did not have my whole album done, but the songs that came after all that make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like that's guy code, man. Like, Kanye, come on, bro.
That's
That
decent-
just goes
that's
to
decent-
show you.
Cutthroat.
Decent motherfucker code. Like,
Yeah, like that's that's grown man code. Like,
Yeah, cutthroat energy.
but then he flipped the script and tried to tell, bruh, like, you talking about my wife. No, you ain't
Right,
even
that makes-
acknowledged the fact
that right there
you didn't
ties that
sleep
into
with my
it.
wife. But
Yeah, I wouldn't
what he
either.
told,
So
he
maybe
said,
so is that the motivation for it?
but
then?
he did say, Drake did say, he felt like him not responding to some of that stuff just made him feel like he let LeBron down. And LeBron was like, nah, brother, like, you will never let me down. But I understand why he didn't, because he said the stuff that came out his head was just going to be mad
Yeah,
disrespectful.
yeah,
So
yeah.
he's like, after he listened to the track when he did it, was like, bruh, I'm not going to do this. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm not about to
because
do
then
this.
that crosses
Hell
that
nah,
like
I
you gonna
think
get close
Drake-
to that line.
Drake didn't know how to respond.
Do you think
Because
that's
it
what
was
is?
so much, right?
He didn't know how to respond to that.
Right, because it's just too much.
It was too much.
It was
He
too
lost
much
that battle.
disrespect. Yeah,
He
it's too
lost
much
that battle.
disrespect.
I don't care what he on there saying. He lost.
Yeah, I mean, I think he felt like, you can tell he felt defeated.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? He was defeated. Because here you just spilled all the tea, as the women say in the gay scene. You spilled
Yeah,
all
but
the
that,
tea.
that was fucked up what Kanye did though.
Yeah, that's fucked up. As a homie.
Shady shit, man. We supposed to be homies, and then you just go tell all my information. Use it against me for a diss.
That's just
Right.
one side
I
of
don't
the
even
story.
know, though. I don't know Pusha like that.
That's
Right.
just one side of the story. We don't know Kanye's side
You're
yet.
right.
True,
But-
true that.
You know.
True that.
That's true.
It's always two sides.
I mean, the only reason why I even acknowledged it and kind of felt some type of way is just because both LeBron and the other gentlemen on there were like, they got text messages. You know what I'm saying? Because these
They
are people
validated
that
it, yeah.
these are people that he confides in. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he told them what happened and how he felt about the situation. But LeBron, and as close as Drake and LeBron are, LeBron didn't even see his son till that day they did that show. You know what I'm saying? He showed him pictures of his son. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just think sometimes.
Yeah, I'm glad you caught that detail.
Yeah, I did catch that detail. I was like,
Yeah.
Hey man, the
Yeah.
moral of the story I feel like is the same thing my mother-in-law told me when I got married, and we brought this up before. Tell your business to minimal people.
Yeah.
Have you one, maybe two good friends that you confide this type of information to? Because
but you give somebody a test. You tell them
yeah,
something.
you give them a little
You give them a little
semi-gym,
We
something
done
you don't
did
care
that.
come
we done
out.
did those gems. We done gave each other some gems. And ain't nobody heard
And
it.
never came on the comeback.
But I was right. The information I gave you was correct, though.
I've used information like that as a weapon.
You
Oh,
would?
hell,
I
you
have.
are that type.
You have?
I have.
Oh, you.
Please, do
why?
tell.
But what happened to you to make you do that though?
I mean, a person was getting on my nerve, and
Getting on my nerves.
I just pretty much was like, "Yo, I'm sick of this. I'm going. This. It's a tactic. It's like, yeah, he was getting on my nerve, so I said some things to, you know, I don't say hurt his feelings, but to make feel like, oh yeah, maybe I shouldn't mess with this guy. Maybe I should stay away from him.
Right.
You know,
I mean, sometimes you can, like, you know, it's the get back game. Like, oh,
it's
okay,
not a
you-
get back thing. Like I said, it's a tactic. It's like, dude, I'm tired of you. I want you away from me.
Okay.
It's
And
a
I'm
curve
gonna let
tactic.
you know,
It's a curve
and I'm gonna
tactic.
put a cherry on top. You know, it's just the Capricorn in me, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
Bless your heart.
Yeah.
Another thing,
Your girl Kailani's pregnant.
Kailani is pregnant. Man, I called this. I
By who?
like
I
Kailani
know
is
she a
pregnant by,
lesbian, right?
so she's pregnant by this dude named.
Okay.
I want to say his name is Javi Kravitz or something like that. I don't know if he's an artist or a model. I don't know what the little nigga do, but
Oh yeah, I think he's the artist.
yeah. So the little dude, I think he's bisexual, just
Oh.
like
Wait,
she
wait,
is
wait.
bisexual.
Oh, she's bi. She's not a lesbian. She's bi.
So wait, so I watched.
Bisexual.
Yes,
my God.
absolutely.
Knows this?
Yeah, she knows
She's
this.
okay with this.
Absolutely freaking okay.
Okay, keep going.
So listen, so I watched her go live yesterday. I usually don't look at nobody's live. Like, I watch Tona every now and then because he's
Yeah.
at the club, like whatever.
Yeah.
I don't go on anybody's IG live, really. Just so happened, you know, I got a notification. Kailani just went live. I was like, oh, let me see what this bitch talking about. You should see the celebrities, like all the people commenting, congratulations, blah, blah, blah. So then she started talking. She was like, I never told anybody I was gay.
What?
She said, I never told anybody I was a lesbian. Yes, you did. Bruh, you did. My problem with it is, I don't care who you sleep with. I don't. What I don't like is, don't use a situation like that where people are really struggling with their sexuality to glamorize it or to make it like it's a fashion statement that you got pregnant by somebody who's a bisexual like you. Like, to me, I feel like I
But
know
that's the era
Kailani's
we're
story,
in.
but I know her story. I know
Her
she's an
background.
at-risk teen.
Right.
She, you know, used to live from house to house. Like, I know those kids. I've worked with those kids for 11 years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know the stuff that they do. She got her heart broken. She was in a situation. She was dating Kyrie Irving, then cheating on him with Party Next Door, and it was just a whole bunch of mess. So then you get a girlfriend, which I know. I see girls do this stuff all the time.
Hey man, I don't care how
And
hard
I'm
it
not-
gets, Kareem. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Man,
They
I'm
do it
not
all
having
the
sex with
time.
a
I
woman
see it
like
all the time.
y'all beautiful.
Yeah, my
I
baby
might
mama
even
did it.
let you kiss somebody. Like, I ain't like no. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Just like knowing her background, I just know like these are what those girls do because they feel a certain type of way. They levitate towards dating women because of that pain.
But it ain't much different. Because I've talked to lesbians, bisexuals, all of them. The shit they go through is the
It's
same
the same
shit.
So it's like, and I see girls like they girlfriends and they be fighting.
Yeah, I don't got time for none of that.
banging. So I mean, my point right now is I just feel like to me, she's a negative attention seeker, and I feel like them together, like yeah, it's cool if that's what you do, man. But it's not always safe to live that lifestyle. Like, I don't care what nobody say. It's not always safe to just be having sex with everybody willy-nilly. Like, but if she's in love with the dude, I mean, I've seen pictures of them like they friends, and maybe they just sat together and said, let's have a baby. You know what I'm saying?
could be the
It
case.
could be the case. But don't sit here live on IG and say, I never said I was a lesbian. Boo, low-key, you kind of did. And I support the LBGTQRS elemental people. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but it's just so many letters I never can remember.
Yeah,
It's
they
just,
add
it changes
letters
all the
constantly.
time.
Yeah.
You're right.
It changes all the time, but I support all of them.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
Yeah.
in their defense, don't use that as a way to get attention. Like, I just feel like sometimes it is that. Like, let me see what they gonna say. Because she's like, oh, I don't care
Okay,
what people
so
are
this
saying
goes-
about me. Girl, but you kind of
This
want
goes
them to
right
say
back
something
into what-
about you.
This goes right back into what Kareem was saying earlier, and we're going to touch on that later when we speak to Lil Bad about just music in general. But the glorification of, drugs, or the glorification of
You
my
snatched
bitch,
it
you
right
got a
out my
bitch.
mouth.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's promoted to be
Yeah. Like,
with other
it's a
chicks.
fad.
It's,
It's
it's
become a
real
fad.
A lot of stuff is way too cute.
And I'm not saying that
When
trying
people are really
things with your
struggling
boo
with
is
shit.
bad.
Right.
I'm not
That's
saying
my
trying
problem.
things. I'm not saying trying things with your significant other or whoever
Yeah.
is like a bad thing.
Right.
But it's definitely just right along with that. It's just another trendy thing to do. Like,
Yeah.
I got to speak to this to
You
my
know, there
kids
was
all
a-
the time.
I definitely feel like the whole bisexuality with women thing has definitely become a fad. I'm definitely in full support of my real gay and lesbian community
Right.
out there because I used to work at Trax, one of the first businesses in Colorado to give me real support. Ain't never jerked me around playing my money and nothing.
That's
You
what's
know what
up.
I'm saying?
They do good business.
I've been blessed enough to, have some real gay friends, and I
Which is
talk to
dope,
them.
because a lot of DJs will not go to lesbian, gay, none of them events and DJ or
Right.
do nothing,
Man,
which
listen.
I think is hilarious.
Let me tell you something.
It's childish.
And I'm gonna call out names now. We gonna call out names and have some laughs right now, right? So
Yep.
when I first get here, like I said, I was a barber and I was cutting the manager of Track's hair. He bought one of my mixtapes, invited me to the club. I go through and this is when the mixtape hustle was going on. This is like 2004. I'm selling mixtapes. Now, when I couldn't sell my mixtapes at none of these other clubs, the urban clubs, I was looking at me like,
Support is different in
they
the,
would,
in the-
it
in
wouldn't
the gay
support me.
community.
But I went to Tracks, and I got supported.
Love.
And I've never been violated. No man has ever approached me, flirted with me, and nothing. The closest thing that ever happened, somebody said to me, some dude said to me, "You look familiar. I think I've seen you before." Yeah, you right up there, DJ. This is where you seen me, and that was the extent of it. So it's definitely become trendy and the fad thing, and I think it goes kind of hand in hand with this rape culture issue that my son and a couple dudes from New York has been bringing up. Is like we've normalized certain things that's not supposed to be.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of women out here that they adapt their natural way of thinking and being to appease
To what's
us.
absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
that's where I think the fad stems from.
Right.
But there is a real struggle for people that's like don't
Really?
feel no other way. It's not a buy thing. They're not switching back. They ain't switching sides. You know what I'm saying? They, what they on and they conflicted about it, and it's a big
Right.
stigma
Absolutely.
versus somebody out here just trying to be cool and accepted by somebody.
Right.
Exactly.
That's my issue.
Well, how damn. I was waiting for them names. I was dropping names. I'm still
Oh,
waiting on
the
that.
names? Well, no. Ain't no gay name. Wasn't no gay names. I'm not like that. I'm not
no,
gonna
no,
play.
no.
The story.
No,
This was the story.
We thought you was gonna tell like who
The
was
story.
dogging
Yeah,
you
I
out
forgot.
like
No.
that.
I totally forgot the story. The story
I ain't
goes
forget
this.
about the story.
I'm selling CDs.
Yeah.
Yep.
I sell out at Tracks. You know what I'm
Word.
saying? So I call DJ K-Tone. DJ K-Tone shows up with Young Doe in the car. They looking at me like, hey, what are you doing out here, buddy? What are you doing? I was like, hey, man, I don't care what y'all say to me right now. Because y'all know, y'all up here dropping me off CDs, a box of CDs.
Right.
And I ain't never sold out no CDs at the
Right.
clubs that y'all about to go to.
Right. You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So,
Ass point.
whatever. Look at me however. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Give me them CDs. There's like, nah, they wanted to come
Y'all
and see.
got some CDs?
They came in, they peeked their head in, and they seen like Tracks at the time was like just a dope club.
Right,
You
it
know what I'm
was.
saying?
They-
And
For
I'm gonna
years,
take.
they
still
get
is.
crowds over
They
there.
do.
I'm gonna take
They
it a
get
step further.
crowds.
You know what I'm saying? On the social side, you go to the regular clubs, you see certain women that act bougie and act a certain way, and you try to talk to them. At the regular club, you see them at Tracks, because at the DJ we're over. There's
Right.
a platform you can look down and see everybody. Oh yeah, you can get to see. Oh, they're being themselves tonight. You're not bougie tonight, huh? I
Right.
seen her areola tonight. Like,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, that's the kind of spot Tracks with. And the women's bathroom, oh
Yeah.
Lord, oh Lord.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't even want some shit.
Hey,
that
the
went
men
down.
be in the women's bathroom at
Right.
tracks. Don't even trip. I have seen
Hey, man.
a ton of men in the bathroom when I've gone to tracks. Don't even
Eastside
trip.
Jewy in the building.
What up,
Look at
Julie?
Eastside
Y'all make sure.
Julie. Happy
How you
birthday,
feeling?
Keith.
Good, baby.
Hey, do me a favor. Is that not plugged in?
What's up, bro? How you feeling? Y'all doing y'all live show?
Yes,
Yes,
we
sir.
are.
Y'all doing a live show?
What
Give
up,
me
Julie?
some-
Make sure y'all get that 5th letter. I'm on there.
Make sure y'all get that 5th letter.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. What y'all here discussing today?
Are we doing the Folder Culture podcast? We just touching on
All
a bunch
kind
of
of
different
stuff, bro.
topics.
Yeah, a bunch of
About
topics.
bathrooms and boys.
He's like bathroom and boy.
Boys, I don't know.
I need to make sure.
Oh man.
Good to see you though.
Let me see this.
I know. I told him he Chris Breezy today. Chris Breezy today.
Plug this into the side of there, Julie. On the left side, yeah.
I ain't getting that there.
Oh my goodness. Eastside Jewy, ladies and gentlemen.
Julie.
On the very back towards your hand, yep. Before I go all the way out, I done forgot. Okay, so right quick, we're going to transition to some important things. You know, it's October's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So we just want to make sure we encourage the ladies to make sure you are getting your exams. You have to be meet a certain criteria in order to even get one. So if you're looking for that information, make sure you log on to denverhealth.org because they have services for you if you're low income or if you have insurance. Just make sure you're getting that taken care
Yeah,
of.
some of them are giving them out free. Like
Yeah, like me, like
Early
DJ Green
diagnosis.
Burgundy. You can come see me. I'll examine. I'll tell you. I'll let you know.
Anyway, early diagnosis is very important, guys. I lost my aunt to breast cancer. So, especially, I'm not even trying to be funny, but some women who have larger breasts,
Yeah.
you definitely need to get in there. My aunt was a little heavier lady. She had large breasts, and, you know, she was actually a nurse, which is sad. You know what I'm saying? Those who are trying to take care of others, and
Right.
Yeah.
people end up having to take care of them. Like, that's heartbreaking. But, you know, if she would have gotten early detection and you know, her having larger breasts, like, you know, she probably would have still been here, y'all. So
Yeah.
please,
So,
y'all.
so when you log on to denverhealth.org, what you need to click on services, and then click on women healthcare services, and they have a mobile clinic that you could come get your exam at as well. So make sure you do that, and make sure you go onto Life is Dope's website because they have some really dope breast
Their
cancer awareness
are
hats.
hard.
I need to
Shout
go buy
out to
mine.
Graffiti and Davey
Yeah,
boy.
they got some real dope hats. And then one other thing I wanted to touch on before we get into our main topic is make sure, if you can, I feel like it don't take a lot to donate to these victims of Hurricane Michael. Like, even a couple dollars. Like, luckily we live in a state where these type of tragedies don't happen. We get blizzards and some avalanches. People die there from that here too. But I got family in Georgia. I got family in Alabama. My father lives in Florida. All my father's family. So if y'all could donate, make sure you donate into a reputable organization, Samaritan's Purse. I don't know. I heard some things about Red Cross. I don't know how they handle them funds or how they do that, but try to find somebody. Don't do those fly-by-night GoFundMe types because you don't know who you donating to.
Yeah, people be really trying to get bread and taking advantage of these situations. I hate that.
Yeah. So moving on real quick, let's talk about this trick or treat
Oh yeah,
age limit. Y'all, they trying to put an age limit on trick or treat.
yes. So they have that in some states. They did not list what states. Lord, I hope Colorado is not one of them.
Because I'm gonna be out here trick or treating.
They put an age limit, 12, and if you are over 12, they said you may go to jail
Wait.
for trick.
Yeah, you heard that right, brother.
No trick or treating at all.
If you're over 12 years old,
You can't trick-or-treat,
You cannot
bro.
go trick or treating.
If you're over 12.
Over 12 years old.
At all.
They said there's a law in place that I guess they just came up with it 2018. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I know when I was like 16,
I was trick-or-treating at 18.
Like,
I mean, my daughter is about to be 14, and they be trying to trick or treat still.
but and the thing of it is, like, some of these 12-year-olds is big. I just went to the Park Hill Falcons game, and there is a kid in there.
So how you
who
determine
look like
that he's
he's
12?
16 damn years old, and that
Right.
boy is a middle schooler. So you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. I don't understand. You should be able to trick or treat up until 17.
Yeah.
'Cause we
at
trick or
least
treated all through high
yeah,
school.
that's,
For sure. Went
I
all
know
the
in
way
our
through Cherry
generation,
Hills and
man,
shit.
you
You
can
go get the
trick or treat
candy
whenever.
bars.
Trick or treat.
Plus, people be begging for folks to come to their house because you know my mama be like, "I done bought all this damn candy. I done bought all this damn candy. Ain't no kids show up."
I
say-
say ain't gonna pass though.
I say we as adults just get together and rebel and have an adult trick or treat
Right.
night.
Just show
And
up to people out.
I got my outfit. Yeah, I'm ready to go.
I'm ready. We doing that? I'm down.
I got my purge mask. Don't mess
Let me
with
make sure we got some bail money though. I can't just be trying to be a rebel and can't nobody get me out.
Look, can't be out here like I'm
That's-
about the size of some of these kids. So
I don't need the
Get away with
accidental
it.
bill, so I'm good.
So I really didn't want to touch on this topic, but I feel like we have to just because I'm curious about y'all's opinions, but I don't want to give it too much any more energy because Facebook has already done so with your boy Kanye and Trump and that whole tobaccory. I don't know. I feel like Kanye's low key a genius. So I'm like, is there a tactic to this? Are you trying to do some other shit, or is this really how you feel?
I think that nigga crazy.
I agree.
Go ahead.
A lot of people said he need to address that mental health.
I think everybody tripping.
Yeah,
I think everybody tripping.
the whole world. You mean?
Yeah, I mean, like, we all have our own opinions.
Right.
We all think different.
Yeah.
If Kanye likes Donald Trump, let him like Donald Trump. I think everyone are making it too big of a deal.
Yeah.
I think we're watching Kanye a little bit too much. This is what Kanye wants.
The attention.
Right.
He
That
wants
attention.
He wants this attention. And, you know, when everyone goes in an uproar about it,
You giving him
you
what he
know,
wants.
you giving him what he wants.
Okay, so let's go back
You
to
know?
And that's the
Feeding that
genius.
ego.
That's
But
the genius
That's
of the
the
whole
genius.
the whole
However,
situation.
I would hope there's some kind of positive intentions in that because if you're Kanye, just like you said, David Banner said,
Yeah.
I am a role model, whether I want to be one or not. And I hope you're not just in the White House all willy-nilly with no real goal or point
He
to
did
what
have a
you're
goal.
doing. Like,
He did have
and
a
I'm
goal.
sure he did. So I just want everybody to know, like, he might want attention, but hopefully there's really something he's trying to manifest.
I
there
know he's
for
trying
us
to
black
manifest because his wife helped that lady get out of prison.
Oh, I
that's
do
what
remember
I'm
that.
saying,
So
you know.
now he's trying to get Larry Hoover out. But I feel like with him trying to get Larry Hoover out, like I feel like
Exactly.
Larry
That's what-
Hoover probably like, nigga, I don't want you to be the one to get
I'm sure Larry Hoover don't give a fuck who it is. That nigga's trying to get out. That nigga been locked up a long time.
So I know Larry Hoover is the main person at this time, but I do know there's other rap artists who are trying to deal with this prison reform as well. As y'all know, French Montana, he's in New York trying to get people out of prison
Yeah.
who are there for like petty crimes
Yeah.
and
Right.
doing time for basic stuff.
Think
Like
Max B.
Pookie had a dime bag. Like, why is he doing 5 years? Like silly
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like when you have
There's thousands of Khalif brothers out there.
yeah,
Oh,
and you
yeah.
got
Oh, yeah.
and you got child molesters who go to jail and men who rape women who come out of jail in 2 years, and somebody had a dime bag of weed or a little sack or just stuff that maybe send them to some counseling on
Right.
sociology or
But-
something like I don't know.
But you know that that's strategic. So my thing is something like, hopefully that changes, but in my opinion, that's never going to change because that's the foundation of America.
Absolutely.
Back when slavery was abolished, peonage started happening. And what they did is made all these dumbass laws to lock niggas up for little stupid stuff like you can't stand across the street on Tuesday at 4 o'clock, and then you violated the law. They put
Nigga,
you
there's
in
real
jail.
laws like that,
No,
though.
I'm
You
dead
can't
ass
borrow
serious.
somebody's
That shit
vacuum and-
happened back when slavery was abolished because they
You
still
can't borrow somebody's vacuum.
they
in
still was trying to
Montana
find a
or some
way
places
to
like
get
that.
niggas to do shit to get in jail so we could still get this free labor.
Right. Yeah.
So it's not different. It's just different faces now. It's 2018. We all know, anybody real, in my opinion, knows America has not changed. We ain't
No,
come
we ain't
miles
changed.
from
We
away
ain't
from where we
changed
was
at
in
all.
1950, 60, and before. Like,
Yeah.
it still happens.
Absolutely.
Well, let's
we
see,
at?
guys. Now we're going to move into pretty much our main segment. I do want to go back first and talk to Kareem about the glorification of drug use in music, or drug abuse and use in music. I'll let you kick that off, and we'll just maintain
You know,
the
our
commentary.
first show was
Because
about
I forgot
Mac
that your
Miller.
cousin had passed away. Because when he first came out here, you was bringing him to Cold Crush.
Yeah.
Handsome dude. Like,
Yeah.
that's so sad.
Yeah.
That's a young age, though. 25, he ain't even live.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, man. It's all out here. We ain't got to talk about it. Y'all see it. You know what I'm saying? The drug addict chains. You know what I'm saying? This dude got a chain that says drug addict and wears it proudly, dude. Like, we ain't got to talk about that, man, because it's out here, man. I want to talk about my man, Sober Junkie. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about, you know, people that, you know, is into music therapy.
Yeah.
He's going to use the music as therapy, you know what I'm saying, to stay away from that stuff.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So he's got 2 singles he's pushing right now. Take Me Away and World So Cold. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure what platforms they're on right now, but they're all over my Instagram. They're over his on the
Was
Facebook.
that the guy you had on there today?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I seen
yeah.
that today. He
Check
was
him
speaking
out,
some
man.
some knowledge.
Exactly,
He's
man.
dropping some real knowledge today. I like that.
Yeah.
I like
that's-
stuff like that. I like that this is I mean, social media can be really bad, but I like that we have social media for things like that.
But you know what? Check this out. I post things like that, and I post the positive stuff.
Absolutely.
And I get
2
maybe
likes.
20 likes.
I know.
doing
I know.
good.
I
Believe
posted
it.
We
I
talked
posted
about
my
that too.
dinner
Yeah, that's
last week, and I got like close to 200 likes on a dinner.
Absolutely.
on,
Absolutely.
on
We talked
some
about
food.
that. We talked about that.
And I almost feel like
man.
I really
Anything negative
might get rid of my
Gets
Facebook.
100 likes.
I really
Say
feel
something
like
negative, 100 likes.
Yeah, the world don't like positivity. It
I
feels
feel like, but
but
that's strategic, right? Even Facebook. At first, it might have been geared for a certain purpose, but now, like, we're sheeple. Like, we just follow. They
Don't say
predict
we.
our
Say
behavior. They
say they.
There are.
they can predict our behavior. They know we gon' certain stories I look up or things that I click on about racism. They'll purposely feed them stories to your timeline because they know they're gonna get that reaction out of
Yeah.
it.
Man,
Absolutely.
listen.
Like,
That's them. I think my own thoughts. That post that I did the other day about naming my mixtape, that thing, that it was a post that I seen trending on. There was memes of it. People were typing it on their post like it came out of their head. And I was like, y'all realize y'all all making yourselves look like sheep. Like y'all all think the same. Like
Yeah.
no, y'all get out of
Fall
that
in line
box,
with the rest
man.
of
You
the
know what I'm
sheep.
saying? And
Yeah.
I don't let. This is the thing. I don't let the misery. I don't even want to say that. Yeah, that's what it is, man. I don't let the misery affect me. Y'all don't like the positivity. That's cool. I love it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what we all should do as individuals. Is like, man, that's the struggle of these kids growing up today. They want to be good. They want to be like we tell them, but
Right.
the pressure of the peers.
that's right.
You know, they struggle. They want to be cool and accepted too.
And negativity
Yeah,
is
that's
so
why, you know,
accessible, too.
you know, I think it's really important for it starts at home, though. You know what I'm saying? It starts with the fathers and the mothers in the home teaching their kids, though, because music is just music, though.
Right.
There's a parental advisory sign on everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now it becomes a problem, I think, when you got a lot of kids following you and you just, you heavy with it, you pulling up every video, then it can become a problem.
Right.
But, talking about the drugs, and the music and talking about the lean and all that stuff, everybody got their own minds and their own decisions, when you wake up every day, you got your own decisions to make.
Right.
Choices. God
Yeah.
gave us choices,
That's right.
So I'm kind of 50-50 with that. So I just think, man, kids, it starts at home with their parents, man.
True.
We can't blame these rappers. This is entertainment, though.
Right.
Some of these dudes is really on drugs, though, and really kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real
And that's
talk.
just something that they got to deal with, And us on the outside, we just looking in. We don't know what they going through,
True.
to be using these drugs. We don't know if, being like an artist and being up, man, you got so many yes men around.
Oh, yes.
It's so scary, bro, because you don't know what's real. You don't know what the fuck is real because you got so many yes men around. So,
That's right.
a lot of people turn to drugs, man. And that shit can fuck you up, especially the drugs they're using now, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that shit's basically heroin. Lean heroin. Pills, Percocets and all that shit. Heroin.
Opiates.
Opiates. All that shit's the same.
Man.
So, you know.
It's crazy.
It's
I got
crazy,
sick.
man.
I got sick like a couple weeks ago. I was bedridden for a while. Man, and my pain wouldn't go away. I went back to the hospital and I just told them, like, you know, my pain won't subside. Like, y'all told me to take ibuprofen. This ain't helping. I really didn't want to do that, but you know, I don't like popping pills, man. But so they gave me some Vicodin. I had a sign for that Vicodin. You know, the lady was like, "Do you have your ID?" And I was like, "Damn, I left my ID in the car. I thought I could just run in." And this was Kaiser, and I had a sign for that. So you know what I'm saying? Like, there's people really signing for meds that they distributing to other people. Like, I know people who have gotten in trouble for somebody just having Vicodin, leaving their Vicodin in their car.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's a drug.
Yeah, it's a drug. So you got pills in your car that ain't yours.
Oh yeah.
And it got somebody else's name on it. You can't say, well, you know, this is Pookie's. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just sucks. Like, we're stuck in a place right now that parents and teachers and leaders really need to get involved with what's going on with these kids. Like, I see kids every day come in. They're like drug addicts. We got to watch them because they're coming down. So, you know what I'm saying? We got to pay close attention to those kids. You know, the cutting culture is big. Like, these kids are really self-harming because they're depressed, and then they're not on the streets to do drugs, so they got to find some other way.
And so for
to
parents,
make it through.
I'm going to segue that because I've experienced that with my daughter, and I wouldn't even think in a million years. My daughter, these kids, this right here, this is their life.
It is. It's everything.
If you take this from your kid, some of them will lose their mind.
They will.
She got in trouble. I took the
Absolutely.
phone away. Then she started tripping. Like, our kids are programmed a whole complete different way than we are.
Yeah.
So you got to watch your kid because
you gotta keep
they're
them
going to,
busy.
just do what they have seen somewhere else. Like, she had a book about cutting that she got from the school. Yeah, from the Scholastics.
They have
book.
A school. A book.
Yeah, I was like, I
it's
forget
something
what it was
about
called.
cutting. But and you can, it has like a razor blade and some blood on it.
Be careful what you allow in your house. I talk to my kids about a lot of shit, so I didn't think, I engage in conversations with them about a lot of different shit.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you're doing your due diligence as a parent, but that doesn't exempt your kid from having a mind of their own and just trying
But
it.
you got to let your kids know you are aware of what's
absolutely.
going on.
And
because
also,
they think we don't know this crap.
Yeah.
My kids know I know everything.
Yeah.
I'm with teenagers from ages 14 to 18 every day.
Yeah.
Sometimes I got 20-year-olds with me. And they know. I know about the cutting, the drugs, the gay culture, like all this stuff. The gang culture, all this stuff is stuff I witness every day that I try to help kids with.
When did you find out about you said your daughter had experience with cutting herself?
So what happened was, I had a no Snapchat. Like, she turned 13, and I was like, you know what? She asked me for an IG, and I was like, okay, you're 13. That's the age limit. I talked to her dad. I was like, okay, dad said it's cool. Have the IG. You got to follow me so I can see what you posting. Blah blah blah. Periodically, I checked her phone. She wanted Snapchat so bad, and I was like, Brie, I can't do it. These disappearing messages and all this shit I can't necessarily see after 30 seconds. I know you can't do it. She was like, okay, Mom. Her birthday's in October. Come January, I'm randomly getting up for work. Walk in like, okay, why are you jumping? So then I'm like, what's on the phone?
You already know.
I opened the phone. It was like a little mini battle. I was like, look, don't make me break off in your what's going on the phone? Basically, she had Snapchat for like 3-4 months. And I sincerely am not telling this story about my daughter to like embarrass her or because I don't want there to be any miscommunications. I think parents need to hear this story and learn from it because it shows the seriousness of these phones and why we gotta disengage from this. Like, I'm about to enact a thing in my house, no devices during the week. On the weekend you can get on your device, but you're not about to be. So basically I took her phone away. She was so mad. Now I think it was more not even I'm really trying to hurt myself. I'm mad, and I went in here with my mom's little razor blade, and it was very like superficial marks.
Superficial. Mm-hmm.
So my other daughter let me know, like, Mom, Bree's at the school telling her friends she cut herself. So she was really, I think, just trying to get attention from her friends. Like, my mom took my phone away.
And that's the sad part about it. They do that.
They do.
Other
and when I went to therapy,
cutting because other kids are cutting.
So I went to therapy,
that's crazy.
right? I was like, oh, we gonna do this? Oh, you gonna do this? There's ramifications for that. So we got in therapy. It was amazing. I felt so bad as a parent. Like, how the hell is this happening in my house? Like, I talked to her about everything. My therapist was like, this is normal. These teenagers cutting themselves and doing crazy stuff, these devices, this is a problem amongst today's teenagers. They have a whole nother battle.
If they're circulating books in the school about it, this is the first that I'm hearing of that.
Oh yeah. I was trying to go. I went on to Scholastic's website to try to find the book to see if it was actually in one of their little pamphlets. I couldn't find it.
So my daughter was also cutting herself on her arm, wearing a bunch of hoodies. She's had this goth look about her. And I'm like, we just had to sit down and have a conversation and see where her head was. And, she's 13. And, like I said, they're growing and they're learning and, understanding life and, thinking about life, what their lives are going to be. And, she's an artist. She draws.
Yeah.
So we've talked about her being a tattoo artist. And that's what she's like focused on right now. So, I told her, like, if she was Jewish, you'd have a bar mitzvah and I'd have a, tattoo gun here waiting for you. You know what I'm saying? So, we're going to, treat it the same way. Support that right there. She's young. She's 13. She needs something to do.
That's all my daughter
playing
is.
with the friends. So now I got her in gymnastics.
Keep
I
him
put
busy.
her and my son in gymnastics and haven't had them issues. You know what I'm saying? So it's like sometimes in the pursuit of us having our careers and trying to provide for our children, sometimes we forget that it's just sometimes they just want our time. Sometimes they don't want the clothes, the money, the house. They don't care nothing about that. They just want you to sit down and talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And
what I did too, you want to believe that your kids are just not going to do certain things because I don't do drugs, you know what I'm saying? But the other day I had some pills in my house from when I got in a car accident. They prescribed me muscle relaxers and some painkillers, and they were just there. I never took them because I don't like taking pills at all. I never took them, but they were still in my house. So last week I was like, you know what? I ain't even going to leave an opportunity for no stupid stuff to happen. I took every pill. I didn't just throw them away. I dissolved them in water and flushed that shit down the sink. Because you never know. Our kids got a lot of shit on their shoulders.
Yeah.
They get it from more angles than we had it. Because, we had bullies and kids at school, but now they got Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook. They getting it coming at them from every level. Like, our kids are exposed to so much.
Yeah.
So we gotta just, and a lot of times, even the kids, like I was hella close with my mom.
Right.
My friends were hella close with my mom. They could tell my mom stuff they couldn't tell their parents.
Right.
But even then, your kids still are not gonna tell you everything.
No.
So you gotta just prepare your house and prepare their environment to not even be able to have these things happen while they're under your watch.
Absolutely.
Right.
My daughter tells me a lot. She tells me stuff her friends are doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to reach out to a parent about something that their kid was doing, and you don't want to be that mom, but I'd rather be safe than sorry and tell you what's going on with your kid. And my daughter tells me stuff because she knows I know a lot about at-risk teens and the stuff that that I see every day at work. But it's just unfortunate, like going back to the drug use, like Lil Pete. Before he died, like I watched the video of that dude. We talked about this when we were talking about Mac Miller. He was so high. So high on this video, and it was on his Instagram. So I'm like, you're on Instagram. Thousands of kids are watching you high. Like he could barely function. I'm like, where is this dude's people? Like, you ain't got nobody, and it's unfortunate that people need somebody to babysit, but you still gotta have like a den mom. I'm sorry. Sometimes these artists need a den mom. You know what I'm saying? They need somebody to take care of them. Like, watch out for their well-being.
But even in Kareem's situation, I remember when your cousin first moved here and you was really trying to like help him.
Yeah, be a support.
He had talked to me about it. Like, man, he's had this experience. I'm trying to help him. Moved him out here to get him away from his environment. Like, not that you can't be helped, but there's only so much you can do.
The person
It
has
is
to
only so
want
much.
to do it for themselves.
Yeah, man.
You can't want, you can't want it for them. They have to want it themselves, and that's
Right.
like the personal struggle that we go through. They don't have our perspective. They have their own perspectives, and it's like if I could just take my brain and put it into yours to get you to see, what I see and your potential and everything. But
What I've noticed amongst us with black men, a lot of the times these are traditional curses. Like either the father was a druggie back in the day, the mother was a druggie, grandpa, grandma, auntie, somewhere down the line, somebody in that family was a druggie.
Yeah, you've seen it.
They seen it or something, or not even seen it. It could be even just in their blood.
Yeah.
So these are traditional curses, So it's up to whoever the individual is.
yeah.
You feel me?
Like you just said, it's up to the individual. I
Yes.
think I don't have a addictive personality in my opinion, because there was one time I bought a 4-wheeler. The same day I bought this 4-wheeler, I did a jump and had to jump off of it literally 25, 30 feet in the air. Just landed on my leg. So I went and had to get some pain medicine. And I was really, really in pain. And taking these pills, one of them opiates, and started out with one pill would be cool. Then I needed 2. I had to get a refill, then another refill, and I think on my 3rd or 4th refill I started having crazy dreams. I had a dream that my cousin was trying to kill me in the alley on the side of my grandma's house that we grew up in. It was it was insane. You know what I'm saying? This is my cousin and I grew up. We was like brothers. You know what I'm saying? After that, I woke up from that. I was like, I think I'll tough this one out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, there's people out here who've tried heroin one time, was like, whoa, that's too much for me. I ain't, it's about a person's personality, in my experience, from what I've experienced.
Absolutely. That's so true. I think we
Yeah.
just, I think too, with depression, people, I feel like right now, mental illness and depression, people have their eye on it more now than they would have before, because of so many things that have happened, like all these suicides and all these people coming forward and going to get help.
Bringing light to the issue. Shout out to Charlamagne the God.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's, for me, I respect him so much for writing that book about him having anxiety. You know what I'm saying? There's
I got
just
anxiety about a lot of shit too.
Yeah, I mean, there's and people don't realize, a lot of people who are in the music business or in any type of entertainment, sometimes being around a ton of people and people taking a lot of pictures of you and crowding you, that affects people. You know what I'm saying? And I know you hear people say, oh, such and such is stuck up or they got attitude. No, they might just
Some people's
be,
personality
Drained.
can't
they
handle all
might just
this.
have
Drained.
anxiety and want y'all to move.
This is why.
You know what I'm saying? They might be about to flip out because they tripping.
But this is why I encourage. It took me years. I've been divorced now since 2013. My mother had been telling me for years, you need to go to therapy. You need to go to therapy. Your kids were young, but they still remember you need to go to therapy. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't need that. That was the best thing I did for my kids. That was the best thing I did for my... There's a lot of stuff that's in your behavior that you're probably not even aware of. Are signs of anxiety, depression, fidgeting, all of that stuff. It comes from somewhere. Subconsciously, you have a lot of things that go through your mind.
Absolutely.
Based off of your experience, triggers that you might not even know about.
Yep.
I was having a conversation with somebody, and that person said something that triggered something from me from my marriage, and I got hella defensive, and then I realized in the moment, damn, I really got some stuff that I still need to handle.
Yeah.
So our culture is set up to no therapy, don't put your business out
Especially
there.
black culture.
Therapy
We
is
ain't don't
great.
talk
Especially
about
black
it's
people.
the best thing I've
Therapy
done.
is great, and I've never done it, but I know it's great. And I say that because I'm about to do it.
That's a major step.
That's dope.
That's commendable.
dope, though. That is a big step.
Especially for black men too.
Hell yeah.
Because the culture in black men is look, Why do I need to go talk about my business with somebody?
You know what? I do some freelance counseling on the side. I've never told anybody that. With somebody who is in the music. He does music and stuff like that. And I have maybe 2 or 3 people that I personally counsel. And one of them is a man, you know what I'm saying? And he was very comfortable enough to tell me about stuff that bother him and stuff that trigger him, you know what I'm saying? And he even cried, and I was like, you know what, brother, I'm proud of you, because you just sat here and just let it all come out, and you told me things that you probably never told anybody that you needed to.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And you can see the sigh of relief. Yeah. His body was sitting different, I feel good. Man, I ain't never told nobody that. And I'm like, that's good. That's your personal business. This is going to stay between me. And from now on, if you feel any type of way outside of us meeting, call me. Let me know what's going on. Yeah. And he does every now and then. I mean, I respect that so much of people who can be honest about that. And I feel us as a culture, black people just really need to get comfortable with talking about their problems. I mean, PTSD is, a lot of us have been through something.
It's not just a because I feel like that's a thing that's just like a military term.
Military or rape. It's not even that.
It's not even that.
You know what I'm saying? Especially if people don't have parents and, your dad leaving and, your marriage. You're talking about your marriage. That's what that is. That's, you have some traumatic stuff. Right. Absolutely. I've had some traumatic stuff happen to me that I sometimes just talk to you about, or I talk to, you sometimes just need to talk. Absolutely. Because people they suppress so much, and it's unfortunate, because those are the people who end up killing themselves. And you know how they say now, check on your strong friend, because that person may appear to be strong, but they probably suffering like a mug inside.
Well, I think now's a good time to segue right quick. Since we have Lil Bad here, I wanted to make sure we talk to him about what he has going on. I know you have some fashion apparel that you're working on. I know you have a single that's coming out. Yep. Talk to us, and also after that, I would love for you to just give some advice to independent artists, whether it's here in Denver or wherever. What do you think are the things that we should be focusing on to get that reach that we need?
So as far as what I'm working on, man, I got District Clothing coming soon. I don't got an exact date for it, but it's gonna be coming. It's dope.
Yeah, that's fresh. You got some nice stuff.
A lot of people seen it, but it was just real quick. I probably made like 40 shirts, and they all, I made them around the release of an album I did, and they all got sucked up. So I'm gonna get some more of them going on. But I got a new single that's gonna be dropping November 1st. New single. It's called Dope Men. So be checking out for that. That's it. I'm just working, man.
I know
go ahead.
When we had spoke before, we had kind of touched on, Nico and I, we're very observant because we know so many DJs and artists and singers. We had kind of spoke about how there's some complaints from artists saying that they don't get no love in the city. Yeah. And during that conversation, you had said something that I think that was really important, which was get out of this local, stay in Denver mindset. So if you could just touch on that, because you actually made a Facebook post the other day talking about how if you could get a single to pop in, I think it was Houston or somewhere.
Yeah. So, me personally, I would just tell the artists, complaining artists, first and foremost, man, this industry, this game is so much bigger than Denver,
Yeah.
because it's just Denver, man. It's so many. We don't realize it, but we got so many politics going on here with no money involved in it. So it's just a bunch of politics with no money. It just makes no sense. So I mean, my advice to artists out there is to get out of here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Focus on not just here, but focus on other cities, other markets. Go network with the DJs. Start going to these events, South by Southwest, AC3, Core DJ event, man. Just start moving around, start working.
Fleet DJ conference.
Fleet DJ. You know, you just start moving around, man. You know, I don't remember what I said on my
But
post.
I remember because I was asking what keeps you motivated to create, and I think you said your answer was passion. Like,
yeah, what keeps me motivated is just, you know, the passion that I have for music. I love music, man. If it wasn't for music, like if you know me, if you know like the whole history behind my name, then you'll really like know my get down. So if it wasn't for music, who knows where I've been? Even though, you know, I'm not like, you know,
you said you was retired. He's retired. I remember that part.
Like, not like I'm just this big ass artist, because I'm still working, you know, I'm still working. But music changed my life, though, you know. So, you know, it's just my passion. That's why I still drop music. I still fuck with the music. I love it, man. I'm still trying to get on too. So, you know, just, you know, to whoever's complaining, man, just telling you, you gotta move around, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta move around.
And stay hungry, y'all.
Just move around, stay hungry, man.
Absolutely. Well, one, we appreciate you coming on here with us, giving us your insight today, giving us some knowledge, some advice. Right quick, we want to do our brand spotlight. I want to give a shout out to my homie Jay, who has Crown in Allbrook. You can follow him on Instagram. His Instagram handle is Crown in Allbrook, CROWNANDALBROOK. That's also his website, www.crownandallbrook.com. He has some dope apparel. It's very much Denver inspired. The garments are actually of great quality. It's not about to fall apart after you wash it. None of that. I've been buying his stuff for years now, and all of it still holds together. So shout out to J Crew. Keep doing your thing.
Can I do one?
Yep.
Lawrence and Larimer.
Oh, that's my people too.
I love Lawrence and Larimer. I got one of 7 Prince bomber jackets. And it has Dearly Beloved. We are gathered here today to celebrate this thing called life.
That's JC and Kiana's line. And they have a store. What is that? Colfax?
It's on 3229 East Colfax Avenue. It's right next to the Denver Biscuit Company.
Yeah, Lawrence and they have some dope.
Man, their shirts
items.
is made out of that old school, like that soft cotton that don't shrink on you. That it fits perfectly. You feel like you got on
very well.
They actually styled Carl Carell and myself and Danette for the Waka Flocka show. Mm-hmm. They actually styled us for that. So shout out to them for doing that for us.
Just in case y'all didn't know, they have ties with Levi's. So that jacket that I have is a Levi's jacket.
Yeah.
And it has Lawrence and Larimer. It says Prince Purple Rain in the front. Oh my God, it's so dope.
JC
they're from here.
JC has consulted with like GQ, like a bunch of other stuff. I've known JC since I met my ex-husband. He's been dressing fresh, being fresh and dope for years.
Absolutely.
So if you're looking for some fashion consulting, hit him up because he knows what he's doing. So does Kiana.
They had a fashion show that K-Tona judged that we went to. It was phenomenal. It was downtown, very classy.
Oh, that one that was recent? Like
it was so classy.
The bodega.
Yes, at the bodega. Oh my God, it was so classy, and we had a really good time. They had beverages and.
They got their own store?
Yes, they do.
Where is it at?
It's right next to the Denver Biscuit Company on Colfax. Like, you cross over from the Bluebird. It's right up the street from the Bluebird. Where the pizza place is.
Right,
speaking of fashion, y'all make sure y'all remember the Urban Fashion Show is on 10/21, October 21st at Vinyl.
Yes, Sunday.
Yep, and so make sure you get to that. Also, I want to make sure I send a shout out of support to Bar Helix. Kendra over at Bar Helix, that's a dope venue. It's black owned.
Oh, yeah.
They have great brunch. Musa's been there during the summer for their Sunday brunches. Make sure you go support them because they have a great venue there, and their service is great. Their staff is great.
Yes.
So make sure to check them out as well.
Bar Helix.
Oh, and we can't forget, we are live from Rocksteady right now. Make sure you come to all the Rocksteady events. I know DJ Reem Burgundy is here on Sundays for brunch.
Sunday brunch, 12 to 3, but brunch actually starts at 10 a.m., and I stay after, you know what I'm saying? I'm here till usually, 5, 6 o'clock. So we
Brunch
keep the
is
phone
delicious.
going.
I had
The
brunch.
food here is really good.
It's really
Yeah.
good. They have a
Then
great-
we got Wednesday retro hip hop and R&B night. All your favorite throwbacks. Rocksteady Steady is
And then
that
on
spot,
Thursday,
man.
of course, we got Top Shelf and
KDJ.
KDJ.
Friday we got
KDJ, what's
Gip
up, man?
and Blackout.
Blackout.
Sunday.
Moosa's on Saturday. And Sunday is the date party with K-Tone, man. Rocksteady is that place to be.
Yeah,
It is.
absolutely.
All day.
And our final thing with the breast cancer, Shotgun Willies.
Oh, yeah.
1024, Uppity Negro
Nipples,
is doing
uppity nipples.
uppity nipples.
Oh, uppity Negro.
Yeah,
Oh.
uppity Negro
Yes.
is
Let's talk
doing
about some
uppity
nipples.
nipples.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like
Yeah.
so they're doing a fashion show. Uppity Negro is, and they're gonna have some models. Rock Pink, of course, to support breast cancer. They're
Pink
gonna
pasties?
talk
I
about
knew
breast
that was coming
cancer
from your ass. I knew it.
prevention.
Nipples?
A portion of the proceeds from that goes to breast cancer prevention, too.
Absolutely, October 24th
Y'all know
at 9
Shotguns,
p.m.
what is that, Colorado and... Well, I don't know the cross streets for Shotguns, but y'all know where Shotguns is at.
Yeah,
Don't act
everybody
like you
knows
don't be up there.
Shotguns is
I
at.
know.
You can Google that.
Them really eat.
Shotgun.
They go there to eat.
I don't eat at no strip club, fam. Can't do
Man,
it.
you know, strip clubs out here.
Man, they
suck,
go-
Like,
man.
yeah,
they
you
do
right.
suck.
you
I
right.
don't
The
go to
best
strip
one-
clubs.
Hey, I got some
Listen,
out-of-towners here
listen,
right now from the
man.
South, and they're like, strip club. We don't have them. I'm just going to
we're
tell
not
you.
doing
We don't have
that.
them.
cool
That.
one.
Which one is that?
Wait.
Platinum up in Thornton?
Platinum.
I ain't been to
Platinum
Platinum
84.
yet.
Shout
that's
out
the
to my
best
man
one we
DJ
got.
SD.
SD.
He'll
That's
be
the
in there
best one.
tonight. But I don't
Best
go to
one.
strip clubs. I have virgin eyes.
Lies.
I know that's right.
Lies.
Now, if y'all looking to follow our previous and future episodes, make sure you follow us on YouTube and SoundCloud at For The Culture. Follow us on IG at FTC5280. And if you have topic ideas you feel like are important for us to discuss, you want to be a special guest, you have a brand you would like us to highlight, a project coming out, email us at fortheculture5280@gmail.com.
Yep.
And
Yep.
we'll make sure to connect with you and get you in here. Our goal for this whole podcast, which I haven't said yet, is just to promote entrepreneurship, promote creativity, support our community, talk about things that are impactful to us and our children.
Yes.
We're really trying to make a difference. And if you have something that you could share that's going to benefit our children, our community, please hit us up because we'd love to have you on here.
Y'all know Juice love the kids. I'm with them 24/7.
And again, shout out to our special guest, Lil Bad. Shout out
Yo,
to the
yes,
engineer, Kareem. We
Love,
appreciate you
love,
getting us
love.
set up
Sure.
right.
Hey, I
love.
appreciate y'all having me.
That's our time today, y'all. Have a good
Outta
weekend.
here.
Peace.
Later. Peace.